if Unser Jr. has an advantage here, it certainly would be experience on this track and on calculating traffic.
Won his very first race here back in 1984, the opening of Indycars here at Portland. And the Rose Festival has welcomed Indycars every year here. What a great event this city puts on.
Still watching the fight for the lead, 13 laps. Complete. Nothing else has changed in the order. This is the battle on the course.
And you'll notice that Al Jr. takes a wider exit line all the time off that hairpin. Seems to come off a little bit faster. Oh, he's on the limit too. See that little twitch under braking as he turned in.
Lap speeds are falling off about 4 miles an hour. They've been turning the last couple laps at 110. So 4 miles an hour down from the fastest laps turned in the early going.
Penske chassis goes under constant development. They came here with a brand new underwing. It is completely different. Crew still watches their man in action, but this new underwing on the Penske generates more downforce than they've ever had on this car, and this may be the product of that type of wind tunnel development that goes on back in Poole in England under the direction of Mick Guzzi.
A group that keeps pretty good track of us on the global broadcast as well. Probably proper to say hi to everybody at Poole.
Now watch Al Jr.'s line. See where it's wider? It's about half a car length wider, exiting a big swoop onto that front straight, but he's not close enough to Villeneuve now.
As the leaders flash by, the board goes out for Paul Tracy. You can get an idea of the interval back to third place. Tracy now. Jimmy Vasser, then some distance back and forth. Mauricio Guzman still in fifth, so no change there. Same with the bottom half of the top 10. Sixth is Christian Fittipaldi, then DeFerrin, Brian Herta, Bobby Rahal, and Michael Andretti rounds out the top 10. So no change in the order.
And if you move on down 11th is Fabi, and Robbie Gordon is worth mentioning because he has made a big jump from his lowly grid position, currently running in 12th.
Started back in 18th, was very disappointed. In fact, before we came on the air and I talked to him on television this morning, he was kind of hesitant. Boy, don't mention too much my starting position because it doesn't look good and I'm going to have to work hard. Well, he's gone to work.
Up over the curve on the left side as you get down through that fourth gear left-hander. Again, Junior's line is different. It is hard to close up behind the Ford engine in Villeneuve's car. Oh, this looks good here.
This could be the move as Al Unser Jr. ducks to the inside, can't get it done. Oh.
And it's such a risky move, Paul. If you cannot get all the way alongside the car, he will chop across, and then you're in line for a big crash.
That's Hero that lies just ahead of them now. Let's hope that he's very aware of the leaders closing on his position.
Needs to move aside. Hopefully he'll see the leaders move aside. Caught the wrath of Emerson Fittipaldi yesterday during qualifying. Emerson said he ruined both of his laps on a new set of tires, waved his fist. So hopefully he'll move over.
So could this be the lap? Matsushita sitting just ahead as Al Unser Jr. closes in but gets trapped. Hero traps him, and that's going to give Villeneuve a good opportunity to pull away. And with a very tentative move, Unser Jr. moves alongside. We'll be back. Back here at Portland, nothing has changed. It is still Jacques Villeneuve being pursued by Al Unser Jr. In third place is Paul Tracy. He's running pretty much alone right now. Jimmy Vasser sits back a bit of a distance from him, about 2 seconds back, in fact. And then Mauricio Guzman of Brazil, and the other young Brazilian who is so solid this year in the rookie fight, Christian Fittipaldi. And once again, they work through the festival corners, and still Al Unser Jr. can't get Jacques Villeneuve. Now, the question I have for you, Derek, is if Jack has a lower downforce car, and Little Al is carrying all that downforce, is his current position running really in the vacuum of Villeneuve's car helping him?
Oh, it helps Al Jr. definitely drag himself up towards Jacques Villeneuve. But overall, he's not quite able to get close enough because Villeneuve's car is still quicker down the straight. However, if he does manage to squeeze by, it looks as if Al Unser Jr. overall on the lap does have a faster car than Villeneuve. But track position is vital. You have to get by him first, and Villeneuve can drive defensively. He doesn't need to block. Blocking is illegal, as Wally Dollemak told all the drivers yesterday. Look at the change in line here. Al Jr. still using that wide line, trying to get on the power earlier. but he can't just quite draw himself near enough to Villeneuve. Oh, he's having a look again.
And still no result. Just not enough to get inside Villeneuve in that corner.
It's a 90-degree right-hander, so you almost have to force the other guy to back off. And Villeneuve, if he thinks he has the line, he will slice down, and those precious front wings on that Penske could easily take a bit of a whack, and Al Unser Jr. knows that. But look at Paul Tracy come into our picture. Paul Tracy isn't letting this gang of two get away.
And I want to emphasize that except for this battle on the track, everything else remains static. Drivers here very concerned about tire wear and fuel economy on this course, especially if you get offline. Remember the lessons at Detroit. These new tires, the softer they get, the more they tend to throw off excess rubber, and that gets just outside the groove, and if you get out on that, it can be deadly.
This is where the whole race could change face. Oh, he's close now.
Barry Green watches in the Villeneuve pits as Al Unser Jr. tries it again, and still he sweeps across. So Roger Penske remains in second place.
Great fight here. So difficult to make the pass in this infield, but you can see at the apex of the corners, Al Jr. is quicker through those apexes.
While we continue to watch this battle, let's go pit side. Gary Gerald.
Well, we're in the Villeneuve pit. We just got a quick word with Barry Green, who, of course, is the team owner, and we were asking him, are you having to play it conservative in terms of fuel? And he says, yes, we are. How concerned are you about the Unser situation right there and the pressure? He says, well, I'd much rather have a 10-second lead, but the important thing at this point, he stressed, we are right on target with our fuel mileage. And that business of downforce also relates to the drag, and that, of course, relates directly to how much fuel you use. Everybody knows Portland, year after year, is always a fuel-conscious race right down to the end, particularly if you don't get the benefit of yellow flags. So that's a big issue, even though it's early in this event. Let's go to Jan Beekes.
Well, Gary, speaking of fuel, and we also saw Roger Penske in a shot earlier. Roger Penske has radioed to Al Unser Jr. with a different report. That is, your fuel is fine. Fine on fuel here in the Penske camp. Remember, they have a Mercedes. They're chasing a Ford.
Continuing to watch that battle for the lead. Nothing changes down lower in the order. The fight is right here at the front of the field, and once again, slower traffic lies just ahead.
Let me give you a quick, easy way to determine whether cars carry a lot of downforce or low downforce. Just look. Oh, look at that jam rock burning at the end of the Penske. Just look at the rear wing of Villeneuve's car and how deep it is, and look at Junior's. Much, much deeper. Quick, easy way to visually see whether a car carries a lot of wing or not. Particularly down this straight, you can see it.
Eliseo Salazar from Chile just ahead. Will he become a factor now as Unser Jr. continues to pursue? And no, he's not going to try it. In fact, he wanted to make absolutely sure that Salazar saw him.
Excellent move by Salazar. Stayed way, way off the racing line. Saw both leading cars come through. Al Jr. sticks a wheel on the dirt, but Villeneuve was particularly slow through those festival curves there.
Unser Jr. once again using every inch of this track, and he closes up even more. In fact, at this point, this may be the closest that he's been thus far. He might have a better run going on him when he gets out of the carousel.
Paul Tracy is beginning to reel in these boys here. Paul Tracy is closing the gap to Al Jr. and to Villeneuve.
But Tracy has been consistently running laps about a mile an hour faster while this battle goes on, and that's allowed him to close. Unser Jr. again takes that slingshot wide move off, keeps his momentum going.
Oh, look at this. Villeneuve comes to the inside. Defensive driving. Oh, he forces Al Jr. down the outside.
Oh, and he loses brakes, and Jr. moves into the lead. Nice bit of tactics, but boy, it definitely cost Jacques Villeneuve. Experienced move by Jr.
Oh, very, very, very good move. He absolutely sold Villeneuve all the way down the line. Villeneuve tried to block him. Al Jr. read it perfectly, moved offline, took the perfect run, and Villeneuve was high and dry.
Interesting definition as we take a look at it again.
Now, Villeneuve is committed to the inside line. Junior says, okay, bye-bye. I'm going to take the normal route. Watch Villeneuve's front wheels. Locks them up, and Al Jr. says, bye-bye.
And what they both know is Jack can make the first move to block, But the minute he makes the second move, he runs the risk of a black flag. You can't go all the way into the corner steering in front of him. We go back to the fight for fifth.